I think there are two things that happened. Once in a while, you really, despite having good friends, as I did, and despite having very many things in common with your friends, despite the fact that you may all have been broken by perhaps the intensity and the grandness of these ideas, and despite the fact that you feel so connected, to them, there are these moments where you feel so alone and so isolated. You feel as if your best friend that I can't understand you. You have no idea what to say, how to say it. And, in some ways you feel like Noah. You're on this boat. There is this tornado or storm. And, there is no one. It's like the movie Castaway. You're just in an island of loneliness. And there is no one out there to help you. And again, I don't know how these things work, because at any moment, things could turn around. That all of a sudden your mood changes and you feel connected. Even though I don't like Llewellyn Bownley very much, I remember Irina Tweedy was on the stage. She was about to give a talk, and Llewellyn Bownley was sitting on the steps leading, to the stage. And he had clammed up. He wasn't open, he wasn't receptive. There was something about him that, at least for me, it appeared that he felt very isolated, very alone. And he didn't really want to be on the stage with Irina. There are other layers, I think, that make this mood of loneliness a bit more desperate, a bit more intense. There were times when I would go to a saint, feeling this way. I would look at his life, and he had a business, and he had a house, he had a wife, he was writing. It was his business, so he had to kind of joke around with people. He could laugh. And he was so competent, and he was so proficient. Because here I am, having been made miserable by him and through him, and here he is, having a good time. It made no sense to me. I remember I had this beat-up bike, so I rode my bike all the way from Roseville, Douglas, to Bradshaw in Sacramento. It was like an hour ride, and the bike had no brakes. It just had like one gear, And so I go there because I was feeling miserable. It was raining and it was cool in Sacramento. And I go there, he's having fun with his friends. And I went there with the intention of staying there for like 2, 3, 4, 5 hours. But seeing that he was happy, if not happy, at least he was, there were customers, so you had to pretend. It made me feel even more strange, more lonely, more desperate. That 10 minutes later, I just got on the bike and I left. And I remember as I was riding, like about 15 minutes later, I heard someone honking. I turned around, he was Hussein. And he looks at me and says, "What sort of bike is this? Let me take you home to Roseville." I said, No, I'm just going to go. He says, "Don't be silly, put your bike in the trunk, let's go." I said, "No, Hussein, I'm listening to music as well, so it'd be fun." And, eventually he turned around and went home. And I remember halfway, I was exhausted. I called my father to come and pick me up. You're right, there is no remedy. In the past year, it's been really difficult with Yusuf when we drop him off at school. So he's going to summer camp at this place, and it started Monday. When we drop him off, he won't go. And so either myself or Sarah have to park the car. We take him to the gate. That's not enough. We have to take him all the way down to, the classroom. And then that's not enough. We have to stay there for 15, 20 minutes, half hour. This morning, he was screaming as Sarah left. And so one of the teachers emailed saying, you guys just gotta drop him off at the gate and just leave. We'll handle the rest. It's not like any kind of talking is going to remedy the situation. It's something that needs to just get better gradually. Hopefully Yusuf will mature, he'll become a bit more reflective, he'll become a bit more detached. And I think this is very much the same.